Okay, the last rotation we have is 270 degrees. 270 degrees is essentially the same thing as a 90-degree rotation. So if we rotate point A 270 degrees counterclockwise, that's going to be 3/4 of the way around. So if we go 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, we're going to end up in quadrant 4. You can also think of 270 counterclockwise rotation as the same thing as a 90 degrees clockwise rotation. So if we go 270 counterclockwise, that's the same as going 90 degrees clockwise. Right? 270 counterclockwise is the same as 90 clockwise. So the rules are the same here as the 90-degree rotation. The first thing you got to do is switch your coordinates. Again, don't worry about the signs, just switch the numbers. So we're going to switch 1, 2. We're going to switch that to, again, don't worry about the 180 right now. We're going to look at the original. So it's 1, 2. We're going to switch it to 2, 1. A is in quadrant 1. So if we go 270 counterclockwise, we're going to be in quadrant 4, right? 3/4 of the way around. So we're going 3 quadrants around. Okay, and the signs there are positive, negative. So that's going to be +2, -1. There's, we'll call it A triple prime. Right? B is -3, 4. So it's in quadrant 2. If we're going 270 counterclockwise, we're going 3/4 of the way around counterclockwise. So 3 quadrants counterclockwise. That's going to put us in quadrant 1, which is positive, positive. So first step here is switch your points. Again, don't worry about the sign. You just have a 3 and a 4, so switch it to 4, 3. And then since we've moved into quadrant 1 here, that's positive, positive. We're going to leave it as 4, 3. And that's going to be B triple prime. Okay. C is -2, -5. It's down here in quadrant 3. So if we go 270 counterclockwise, we're going 3 quadrants counterclockwise. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to end up here in quadrant 2. So first thing, again, take those 2 numbers, 2 and the 5. Again, don't worry about the signs. Switch them, and it's going to become 5, 2. 5, 2. Okay. And since we're ending up in quadrant 2, right, 270 is going to be 3/4 of the way around. So we end up in quadrant 2. The signs there are negative and positive. So -5, +2, and that's going to be C prime, C triple prime. Okay, and then we connect the dots there. And we're good. Okay, so we've rotated that 3/4 of the way around. If we rotated another 90 degrees, another quarter of the way around, we'll be back to the original. And again, you could have also done this as a 90-degree rotation clockwise. So A here is in quadrant 1. So if you go clockwise 90 degrees, you're going to be in quadrant 4, which is negative, negative. I'm sorry, which is positive, negative. So you'd switch them and do positive, negative. Okay, B here is in quadrant 2. So if you go 90 clockwise, you're going to be in quadrant 1, which is positive, positive. So you switch the 3 and the 4, 4 and 3, and it's positive, positive. And then C here is in quadrant 3. So if you go 90 clockwise, you're going to be in quadrant 2. So switch the 2 and the 5. And then since you're in quadrant 2, it's negative, positive. So -5, 2. And so we can fill in these rules. We didn't write them for the 90 degrees, but right, it would be x, y. And then it's just, we'll do plus or minus x, comma, plus or minus y, depending on what quadrant you end up in. You have to check the quadrant. Okay, and that's the same for the 90 degrees. It's going to be x, comma, y. Right, and that's going to go to plus or minus x, and then plus or minus y. You have to first, switch them. Screwing up the end of the video here. should be y, x, and y, x. Right? You got to switch them, and then it's plus or minus depending on which quadrant you end up in. We didn't close our bracket.